Hey Soul Surfers, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today's topic, we are talking about losing your identity through people pleasing and how people pleasing causes this loss of identity. When I initially heard this concept, I really had to reflect on it, and it took me some time to finally have that aha moment of, oh my gosh, I get it now. Because people pleasing, what we do when we are people pleasing is we are agreeing with everybody around us. We're agreeing with everybody but ourselves. Sometimes we agree with ourselves because we find people who believe what we actually believe, but that means that in other instances, we're actually abandoning ourselves and abandoning our beliefs and abandoning our authenticity in exchange for people to like us. So what happens then when we start people pleasing and trying to make everyone happy and make everyone like us is that we get lost in the fog of what we believe. And you know, when those two kind of worlds, or three or whatever, when those worlds merge together and you have the people here that believe this and the people that believe this here, and you're here, but you've told these people you believe this and you've told these people you believe this, then you're kind of at a stalemate because it comes down to what you truly believe, but do you know what you truly believe in that moment? Our identities when we're people pleasing get so wrapped up in whatever everybody else likes. It's kind of like a chameleon effect. It was funny because I used to say that I got along with everybody, and really I just was trying to blend in because I didn't want to stand out. It was uncomfortable for me to stand out because when I did stand out when I was younger, I was met with criticism, or I felt unloved because my uniqueness wasn't embraced the way that I was hoping it would be, whether from parents, whether from other family members, whether from friends or people around me. That uniqueness was judged. I felt judged by it. So that in turn made me feel uncomfortable being unique in my authentic, unique self. So when we're trying to please everybody and we just do what everyone else wants to do without standing up for our needs, or without being able to say no because we want people to like us, or we want to be that good friend or whatnot, a lot of times what we get sucked into is doing things that we don't actually want to be doing. And then that in turn causes resentment. Now, we may have resentment for the other person, even though they did not make us go there, but that's typically where we channel our resentment. But really, when we do that, we are resentful at ourselves because we've essentially abandoned our needs and wants in order to make these other people happy with whatever we're doing. Whether we're doing something that they want to do that we don't really like doing, we just feel fear of standing out. Now, we often see this dynamic in middle school. I would say middle school and high school most prominently. There may be other times too, but I've noticed in my life, high school and middle school are the times where if you are different and stand out from people, you are typically rejected from that community. So in order to fit in and avoid that feeling of rejection, we just people please and like what everyone else likes. This is not true for everybody. This is true for people pleasers. People pleasers will just like what everybody else likes in order to not feel rejection. But in that moment of not wanting to feel rejected by others, we are in actuality rejecting ourselves. This is why it's important to build our identity based on the things that we want, we need, we like, and really be strong in knowing what that is, because things it flew in my mouth. Wish coming in. Okay, back to it. So this is why it's so important to build our identity based on the things we need, we want, and we like. Because the only thing constant in life is change. And when we're trying to fit into these external circumstances, these external circumstances change all the time. So in middle school, you may go on to high school with certain people, and but eventually we all grow and go our separate ways. So when that happens, when we don't have a strong sense of self or our own identity, that's where we kind of come to, who am I? If I don't have anyone else around me to tell me who I am, who am I? And then we start seeking other people to tell us who we are because we have no clue. So I really urge everybody to sit down and take a look at who are you without these other people. If these people were not in your life, I'm talking family, friends, coworkers, any external people, any external circumstances even. You can take, your social status, you can take your level of income. Strip all of that away. Who are you? What do you believe? What do you like? What lights you up inside? That is your identity. We get very scared to be who we are because we're afraid of what everybody else will think. But once we realize that all that really matters is what we think, and then that will attract the people around us that we want to be with and align with, it's such a phenomenal aha moment. All right, soul surfers, today what I'd like you to do is to sit down with a notebook. Go ahead and sit down and write down the things that you love. Who are you? Here are some questions for you to think about. What do I like to do when nobody else is around? Where do I like to go when no one else is around to influence where I'm going, what I'm doing? What kind of foods do you like? What kind of music do you listen to in private and maybe not around everybody else? Take time to write these things down and really look at your true self. It's okay if you don't have the answers to these questions right now. Even just starting to think about them or have these questions in the back of your mind, the answers will slowly come to you over time and as you let go. Because I've actually found sometimes the more that I seek an answer, the further it gets for me. And my biggest personal epiphanies have come in moments of silence or when I'm not thinking about the questions that I'm asking myself. All right, soul surfers, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you again for all of your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. It means so much to me. I'll see you in the next video.